TL for certain sum for 2 years at 2% per annum be 1010. What is the principal? Okay. So typically the way to solve this question, or the mathematical way of solving this question, is compound interest is amount minus principal, and in compounding, amount is equal to P into, in this case, N, or N is equal to 2. So typically we will write compound interest will be equal to, in this question, principal is what we need to find, P into 1 plus 2 by 100 raised to power 2 minus P, which is 1.02 square into P minus P. Okay. So the key thing is to calculate this particular number, 1.02 square. Okay. If you remember your Vedic math, you may be able to do it. If you remember your Vedic math, square of 102 should be equal to 0.4, 104, or 1.02 square should be 1.02 square should be 1.0404, or this is nothing but an increase of 4.04%. But what will be easier for many of you is to remember, what is this actually? This is nothing but, when I am writing 1.02 square, what am I doing? I am doing 1.02 into 1.02. What are this? This is nothing but two successive increments of 2%. So what you need to remember is that compounding is equivalent to successive increments. Okay. This is what you need to remember, that compounding is the same as successive increment. Or in other words, 2 years 2% is nothing but 2 plus 2 plus 4 upon 100, which is nothing but 4.04%. Or two successive increments of 2% will give me 4.04%, or the amount of compound interest will be 4.04% of the principal. Okay. Okay. So just to repeat this part, because I think it is important for all of you to remember this particular relationship, that compounding is equivalent to successive increments. The question says 2 years 2% per annum. That means there will be a total interest. In the first year you will get 2% interest, second year 2% interest, or for the 2 years you will get A plus B plus AB by 100, which is 4.04%. Or in other words, compound interest is nothing but 4.04% of the principal. And as per the question, compound interest is 1010 is equal to 4.04% of principal. Okay. Now, to me, this is the important part of this question, which means had the question not said 2 years and 2%, but had the question said 4 years and 5%, I would have said these are nothing but 4 successive increments of 5%. 2 successive increments of 5% are nothing but a single increment of 10.25%. Similarly, this will be 10.25. And these two combined will be, again, A plus B, 10.5 plus 10.25 plus 10.25 is 21.5, plus 80 by 100, 10.25 into 10.25 is approximately 100. 100 by 100, 1. So I'll say this is approximately 21.5%. So when you have a high amount of compounding required, yes, thank you, Nirmal. This is not 21.5, 20.5. Okay. So yes, I did it correctly. Okay, but here I did it incorrectly. 20.5 plus 1, 21.5%. Okay. So please remember, compounding can easily be replaced by successive increment. So a stupid formula of A plus B plus AB by 100 will work here also. Okay. Just to close this question, here we are saying 2 years 2% is 4.04% of principal is equal to 1010. 1010. What is the principal? So again 4% is approximately 4% is principal. So multiply this with 25. So 100.1% should be equal to 2500 plus 250. So sorry, 20,000 plus 250 2, what am I doing? Okay, it is equal to, yeah, it will be equal to 25250. Okay, but we don't need 100.1%, we need 100%. So my answer should be less than 25250. So the answer should be 25,000. So 4.04% is equivalent to. Yeah, Vishwajit, I'll just come back to it. Vishwajit, I will just come back to it. Just complete the question. The key thing again, remember, I will always try to get it somewhere close to 100% and do an approximation, especially if the choices are not close. As you can see out here, the choices are not close. Okay. So Vishwajit, you wanted to know. Yeah, thank you. 101%, not 100.1%. Okay. So just to repeat very quickly for a couple of you who are still not clear about this thing, I'm starting by saying that 2 years 2%, this can be nothing but compounding is equivalent to successive increments. So when you say that you're getting compounding for 2 years at 2%, there's nothing but first year you get 2% interest, second year you get 2% plus interest on the interest. So this is nothing but compounding, or this is nothing but 1.02 into 1.02, which means each of these are increased by 2%. So two successive increments of 2% are nothing but 2 plus 2 plus 4 by 100, which is nothing but 4.04%. So as per the question, compound interest is nothing but 4.04% of principal. Okay. And this, as per the question, is nothing but 1010. That means when I multiply this with 25 to 400, and the 0.0.25 again is 1. So 101% of principal will be equal to 25,000 plus 250, so 25250. We don't need 101%, we need 100% of the principal. That means principal should be slightly lesser than 25250. Among the choices, this is the right option. Rajan is asking me if they were having the choice of 25050, would you have applied the approximation? Yes, I would still have applied, but many of you should not be applying. I would have applied because I have extensive practice, so maybe I will still get the answer right. Okay, the other thing which you could have done with this question is, you could have said, let me try to find out, at the end of the day, we need to find out 4.404% of correct answer, the correct choice should be equal to 1010. Check out which of these will give you this. So, for example, if it is 20,000, 4.04% of 20,000 would be equal to 4% of 20,000. Okay, to calculate 4%, 10% of 20,000 is 2,000. 1% is 200. So 4% will be 800. So out here I will say 4% is equal to 800. 0.4% is 80. 0.04% is 808. This is incorrect because we are looking for value of 1010. So if there was a choice called 25050, I would have probably gone to this method. Then I will take 25,000. So 4.04% of 25,000. Again, this is nothing but 4% of 25,000 is 1,000. If 4% is 1,000, 0.4% will be 100, and 0.04% will be 10, 1010, and the correct answer is 25,000. So you can go on the choice to the answer also if you want.